Welcome back to our channel, Grace Boji, once again from Boji Farms, found in Rakai, near the Tanzanian border. We are in only Uganda, guys. And we don't have a branch anywhere in Uganda. We are only located in Rakai. I've been told by people there are signposts all over mentioning Boji Farms, but that's not us. We are only in Rakai. You want some of our products? We always deliver wherever you are. Or if you want to pick the farm, you always make an appointment and we are ready to supply you. We sell goats, we sell sheep, we sell matoke. Right now we are into massive coffee production. Basically, anything you want at our farm, we are always okay for you to buy it. Today, I want us to discuss the routine activities that happen on any particular sheep farm. But this time around, I'm not going to discuss in general. I'm only going to discuss what happens at our farm vis-a-vis how we look after our sheep. You are going to see healthy animals, but we put in effort. I've grown up seeing, hearing sentiments like indiga tebazigema, indiga tebaziwa ddagala lya njoka, the sheep are not dewormed, the sheep are not vaccinated, don't waste money. Man, this time around, if you want to make money out of your sheep, these are key things that you don't compromise about them. Number one is routine treatment. Usually, especially in the rainy season, and also when the rains are about to start, our sheep always have particular illnesses or sicknesses or infections. For example, most sheep have flu, most sheep have eye infections. So if you're one person who ignores the sheep, your sheep are going to grow blind, or your sheep are going to have constant flu, which is going to stop them from feeding and eventually they will die off. So routine treatment, which we do every morning, we always look out. Actually, the best time to look out to check your animals, if they are sick or not, is in the morning. Usually, after you have taken them to graze, they may hide the sickness because of maybe moving around, but the best time would be morning time. Actually, me and my team, we always pass through the different herds on our farm. This time around, the sheep farm, we always pass through to check. And you can easily know that this sheep is not fine. Sometimes they fail to walk. Others, they have lots and lots of flu. Others are having diarrhea. Others are having sick eyes. Others are having the hairs are standing up. Others are limping. Others have many, many ticks on them. And some of those things we consider maybe it could be a tick-caused infection. So always do a routine treatment. Every morning, check out. And what happens, what is so good, we don't always do those routine treatments, but in the rainy season, it is a must. But in the dry season, the treatment lowers down, so we spend less on treatments. We usually stock drugs like tyrosine, oxytetracycline 10%, Dexa Power, Calvasone, so many multivitamin. This is the time for you to spend on your sheep. Another routine activity we consider is deworming. All the sheep that have started grazing, we usually start taking our sheep out to graze at 2 months. But below 2 months, we don't deworm them, unless if we see maybe they have like outer parasites like lice, like fleas, or maybe ticks they may have gotten from their mothers. And then that's when we consider for an injectable dewormer. But oral dewormers we never give to sheep that are below 2 months that have not yet started grazing. So as soon as a sheep starts grazing, we deworm there and then. And we use different dewormers depending on the advice we get from our senior vets who usually come at the farm, and depending on how they see the animals. Sometimes we may use levamisors like Leverfast Extra, Leverforce Diamond. We may use injectable dewormers like Intermectin Super. So we are always advised by our vets. People, farmers, You always underlook these people, the vets, the professionals. But the day you lose your animals to a drug overdose or a drug administered wrongly and has side effects on your farm, this is the time you learn to respect these professionals, that they go to learn for 5 good years for you to be able to have healthy animals on your farm. Utilize them. Always look out for the best vets. If a vet you feel is not good to your animals, please don't hire him. Or if you have hired him a number of times and you feel he's not good, please don't hire him again. And also remember, these people have studied it. This is their job. When you bring them to your farms, they use money. They have used their time. They have used their expertise. A number of you farmers, especially in the West, you don't want to pay vets. That's why most of you you call on them to come on your farms to help you with your problems, and after they have solved the problems, you don't want to pay them. Or it so happens maybe you have called him to treat a sheep on the farm and it dies and you don't want to pay him. Would you do the same thing in a hospital anywhere where your patient dies and you don't want to pay the bill? You always pay the bill. Guys, respect these people. I, for one, I respect them, and I always consult them on anything, especially to do with deworming. And then the other routine activity is vaccination. Vaccination is very key on every farm. Don't jump this key activity for anything else. And what is so surprising, these vaccines are not so expensive. In Uganda, we have this PPR stroke pox. It's going for as low as 30,000. 100 milligrams, vaccinating over 100 sheep, going for 30,000. What is stopping you from vaccinating these animals? Remember, without our environment has become so tricky that without vaccination, your animals are not going to grow in numbers. You're going to have scenarios where your lambs die and you keep wondering, I've done everything, I feed them well, I've dewormed, I spray against parasites, but my sheep are still dying. Actually, some of them are saying, you know, the vaccination is for bazungus, I can't vaccinate, I can't do this. But this vaccination is a must. Remember, some of these infections come from the soil direct to your animals. For example, a case in example is Clostridium. Clostridium are not brought by air. These are organisms coming from the soil direct, affecting your animals. So when you don't vaccinate, you're going to have lambs falling sick. You are going to have lambs having too much diarrhea. You are going to have sheep having lots and lots of miscarriages, simply because you chose to kwekubandobo, kwekubanjawulo, and you don't vaccinate because of a vaccine of Omia 30 Ugandan shillings. One other aspect we consider on our farm is castration. We usually castrate at 3 weeks to 1 month. Why do we castrate at 3 weeks to 1 month? In that time frame, our sheep are still indoors. We have not yet taken them out for open grazing. We can easily supervise them. We can easily tell that this sheep was not healed from the castration, and then we give it treatment. But the kind of castration we use, we have used several of them. We use badizo, we use open castration. For those lambs that will have smaller balls, we usually use the rubber castration. On my TikTok, I've shared some of these videos. I don't know if you have seen them, but we always use whatever is available on how much time we have. The badizo is available. We use open castration, but it is always fearful because there is a shedding of blood. So I, for one, I don't like it, though sometimes they say there is no blood showing, but it is very scary. So we always use a badizo after giving it like a painkiller, and they don't cry a lot. And we also use a rubber castration. Castration, why do we castrate? We don't castrate that we want them to grow fat. We castrate to reduce on bad traits of those males spreading to our herds. Usually the lambs that are castrated, these are the ones that have shown that they are not going to make it to be good breeding males. So we are stopping the bad traits, so the poor traits from spreading to our females further. Are we together, people? Farmers, our sheep should be sprayed against parasites like ticks, fleas, mosquitoes. Yes, mosquito is a parasite. It can cause a lot of discomfort among your animals. But what we spray against most are the ticks. And here, like I've always mentioned, Sunday and Mondays, they always find us spraying our different herds. Actually, if you walked in on any day, if you walked in on a Sunday morning, from morning up to midday, we are always spraying our animals. Why did we choose Sunday? Because people from other departments are always free, especially the people managing the coffee shambas and the matoke shambas. They are always free. So they always come around. They give us a hand as we joke, as we make this activity a fun activity, because previously it was a little bit hard, and we are trying to make it easier. Actually, one thing I always advise farmers, always make farming enjoyable. Make it fun. Create the fun out of your job. Every time you think somebody else is going to make the fun or make it enjoyable on your behalf, you are in for a wrong profession. So I always ensure that our boys enjoy it. We joke, we laugh, we slaughter, we do everything. So all that happens on Sundays. Lastly, but not the least, we always do record keeping. Simple record keeping, because we don't have the time and I don't have the kind of manpower to do the simple, the extensive record keeping. But we always do simple record keeping. For example, we ensure that we note down when we vaccinated, how many animals did we vaccinate, how many babies have been born in a particular month, this particular mother, how many babies has it given birth to, and this kind of mother, why does it give birth to females alone, or why doesn't it give birth to males alone? We simply keep basic record keeping, basically to notify us when is the next deworming schedule, the vaccination, because we vaccinate once a year. So the next year we should know the exact date so that we don't forget it. We keep how many babies are born in a month, which sheep fall sick a lot. All those we keep, those basic kind of information. But for a farmer watching me, if you have the manpower, please make it extensive. Try and use, go on Google, look for basic or simple records on how to keep sheep on a farm. They always give you those records that you need, healthy records, breeding records, vaccination records, all that you can fill them in. But I, for one, I'll be honest, we don't have that kind of time and manpower to do all that. Maybe in future, when I get experienced staff, but of late, guys, I don't know if you've noticed it, getting experienced farm workers is becoming one hell of a challenge. It is really quite challenging to get experienced people. Actually, of late, that even when you call on people to come and do internship so that they can have the experience, you hardly get them. They want to work on farms in the urban centers where after working, they want to go in the evening and maybe have a beer, one or two, go clubbing, not these rural kind of farms. So we are missing out on this kind of opportunities for our youth who would be interning to have this kind of experience. That's all I had for you guys. Hope you have learnt a thing or two. Remember, this is an interactive session. If you have anything to say, please put it in the comment section. Still at Voji Farms. Thank you so much. Let's don't forget to subscribe. Stay tuned for our next video. We always keep you informed on anything that is going to happen at our farm. Bye-bye.